Good morning. I'm here. Um, some things have changed here. I've made a few new things happen. Let me. Why is this window so small? No, not you. Oh my gosh. Hang on. No, not paint. This. Oh, that definitely scaled it incorrectly. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. We'll just leave it. We'll just leave it. Okay. I've changed some things. Two things, in fact. And we're to get into that right now. First things first, we have the version code all set up. It was on the list, I took care of it, so now we import the version from the package.json, which is here. This here. And it's done for both the client and the server. There's just a simple route. This was very easy. It took me literally 5 minutes, and now it's done. Yippee. I also added a route to this, and here we are. Next, if I can click out of all the random BS that's up here. Hang on. Okay. Next. In character.ts, I am now exporting the name of whoever requested the character. When a user who's not the admin requests a character, it's obviously going to be just the player. So we don't need to actually get their username. Right now, I've not applied that at all to the code, so we'll need to do that. That's all I did between then and now. We crossed an item off the list. If we look at our list here, this is now complete. We still have all of this stuff to do. Yeah, there's a lot. Okay, let's knock the character thing out first, because that should be fairly simple. Hopefully. If I can remember at all what I was doing. That'll be in characters. And then we've got our info table here. Let me, get some more music on. So we've got our display character name, table prop is name. And then we want to display, no, not actions. Oh my gosh. Display user. And the table prop is user dot username. Right? Oh, that's actually an issue, I think, because if I look at, I go back and I reopen the character page. Go. That should show me what the output is. And so we have the name is Hank, the user has username asdiff, but I want this to be in the level before it. So I gotta figure out how to do that. And also, we need to change the headers depending on what type of user we actually are. So, so I'll need the auth store. Import use. Yep, there we go. Wow, I was really hoping that I'd get to see this work. There we go. And now we need a ref for... Nope. Why am I in big type mode? Const Ugh. I don't think... No, this is not right. We need the role. Ref string offstore.role. Okay, so this could be type string or null. And then we need our ref for const I guess we could just have an isAdmin, but that should be computed, right? Not a ref. How do I want to do this? So I need to make this header array here variable depending on who is accessing the character. Headers equals ref. No, this will be a no, not compile. Computed. Yes, so like this, but instead I also need to import that. No, not compile. Why is it so keen on compile? That's not right. If role is admin, then we want the user tag to be displayed, otherwise we don't need it. Cool. And then down here, instead of passing this array, we can just pass in this. There we go. So now, when we go back to our thing here, we have a user tag. There's one issue is that we can't see the user, so that needs some work. The reason we can't see the user is because, well, the username is just not accessible. I need to figure out how exactly this works, and I'm not sure that I know how. So if I just have it output the user, what does that give us? Oh, I just opened my file viewer. That's not right. Okay, so this shows you the username that created it. Which isn't quite what I want. So I actually need to unpack in characters this value. I almost wonder, can I just do username true because user is in here? Is it possible? Mayhaps, perhaps? Maybe, perhaps? Username does not exist, okay. Let me look at the docs. Let me see. Nope, that's not helpful at all. Once again, Google lets me down. What is my... Cool. Is there an inbuilt way in Prisma to do this, or do I need to... Okay. Prisma does not support that. So, we need to flatten this out. Thank you, Sire Claude. Characters. There we go. So all this is doing is taking this username and jetting it back out to this area here. Cool. All that's needed. Ideally, you don't want to do that because if you have like 1,000 characters in the database, this will take an extra second or two. And if you got millions, obviously it'll take like a minute. In programming, you typically want to do whatever is the least amount of time, although I think the backend for Prisma, if it did that automatically, would do the same thing, essentially. So cool. Now that I've made a node change, we're going to reboot the server. We're going to take a look at the server, and this is still not working. Concerning. But we do get username. Oh, because I need to change the front end now to actually be correct, because I fucked with it. User table prop is username. There we go. Hey, there we go. Alright. Now we can see what character's which, and what username is associated with them. What we need to do now is... I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to do. Let's look at my notes. Character routes. Oh, in progress, right, I see. So this is like modifying stuff. Okay. Let's do a little bit of the limit GUI access for admin. That should be worthwhile. Actually, I'm going to add something really quick. We're going to go on a quick tangent. Quick tangent. You don't know what's going on, but whenever I press one of the title buttons to do the title card thing, that's when I take a drink. I'm having tea, I'm not having alcohol. Otherwise, this would get significantly more challenging if I was also drinking alcohol. I think I've only ever had booze on one stream. It's up to you. If you can find out which one it was, you get a point. Actually, if you're the first person to find out what stream I was drinking on and you guess it correctly, I will gift you a sub. Because I can do that in Twitch now. This is very exciting. Now I just need to find good reasons to blow $2.50, right? Okay. What next? Oh, I wanted to add seeding the database. Yeah, so we need like a basic test seed for DB, and I need to figure out how to do that. And then we need also production DB seed for like all the SRD spells and things. Right. Cool. Yippee. Actually, let me just do seed for DB. And then in here we'll do test and production. Cool? Cool. Oh, I just punched the microphone. I do this thing where I touch my face a lot. Because I'm constantly like... I don't know what that is. It's just a habit, right? Like I'll rub my eyes or I'll, I don't know. It's just, I just do it. And then whenever I pull my hand away from my face, it's always like straight away, very dramatically and violently, which means I just punch the microphone a lot because it's right in front of my face. What was that? Okay. Tangent done. We're done with the tangent. Now we're back in the circle. I need to go through and make some users. Actually, do we want to do another tangent? This is tangential to the tangent. Oh, fuck it, we're doing another tangent. Alright. We need, on the character page, to add delete. Because that's just part of what we're doing. So, what I need to do for that is, in characters, we've got this whole modal overlay thing, right? In our modal, I need to give it another button for deleting. That's going to mean in the modal overlay itself, we need a new button. No, in general form, we need a new button. I'm talking strange today. And this button needs to be here, and it needs to say delete. Okay, wait, you know what this needs? So we need vif equals submit function. And then I'm just gonna add another one. This isn't how you're meant to do this, but I'm gonna do it. Alright, because we're doing this kind of quick and hacky. Just to get this working. Submit function 2. Wait, what if I change this to functions? Right? So this will be submit function 0, and this will be 1. And then what if I make this, instead of just a function, what if I make it a relation? So we've got functions, button text, right? So we take the button text away. I'll need to go back through and fix this. And then we need like a general styling. So style, and then that'll be a string. Cool, gotcha. Now we've got all this stuff. Submit functions. The property entity, because type 0 can't be used to index type function. What are you fucking talking about? Oh, no, not an array. This is an array of all these guys. Okay, save. And now you're crying? Submit functions, not functions. This expression is not callable. Oh, that's right. Submit, okay, dot function. Yep, there you go. So now this gives us the option to do a ton of buttons, more than one button. Expression is not callable. Well, fucking of course, that's why we have this. Do that. And then this shouldn't even be for this. This should be a v4, not a vf. v4. I don't know why this music, but it's this music now. Button function submit button. Okay, text. And then for the style, I should be able to just give it a class, right? Yeah, let's just make this a class. So, class. Submit button function dot style. And then I can make a dot delete, which is this, which has background color, error color, that's fine. Color white is the text. That's all good. And then dot delete hover, background color. Is that even a color? That's not a color. I don't have that color in my variables. I don't have any colors in my variables. I don't have any variables. I haven't set that. I was putting that off. Okay, you're gonna be red. And then, look at me, I'm gonna do a funny, where we just... Ooh, this could be dark red and this could be white? Okay, perfect. Fantastic. So now, if I go back to characters, and yes, everything else just broke because I changed that. But I should be fine. Submit button, modal submit button text. That should be fine. I don't need to change too much. It's just that down here things change. So instead of passing in these two items, we pass in this. So a modal submit button function and a text for it. What's this? Okay. We got some high energy today. Now, let's go back and correct some other stuff. And yes, I know when I scrolled past this, every programmer was like, what a fucking disaster. I'm gonna spend some time off stream correcting this abomination. Because it's pretty bad. This is pretty bad. Like out of everything, like all of this stuff is really organized, and then you get to these and it's just so nauseating with how much text there is and how many different blocks there are. So I'm gonna go through and change it. It does not help that it zoomed in. If we zoom out a little bit, so like this is what I'd normally program in. It's a little bit better, but it's still pretty bad. That's not great. There we go. Let's go gambling. Let's go. It's users. That's what I need. Now I scroll down to here. Take this away, take this away. Oh, you're gonna do the same thing. Save. Now, if I go back to the page, this should all be correct. It should not have any errors. Reload, users, does not function anymore. Damn it. Users doesn't have any users because I didn't make any users. Gotcha. Let's see, create user, soup, password, super secure password, confirm, super secure password, email, soup setting, oh, it's down here, soup setting 2. No, I'm a GM. User created. Now when I click this, this still works if I... Okay, both the mortals still work. That's cool. Now, let's go back to character page. Character page. General form is the mortal title inputs, mortal inputs. We need the... What is it? Selectable? Hang on. Could I maybe see... it doesn't show me the prompts when I hover over this. What are you talking about? It's info table. I'm still stupid, but less stupid. So it should be row operation function, not just selectable. Info table. Okay. Row operation equals. Why did you do that? I definitely didn't want to get rid of my prop ID. Or my ID prop. Thank you. Excuse me. Okay. So what is this? What did this just do for me? Row operation, row, ID number, character name, string. Oh. Open modal. Yes. That's correct, I think. Yeah, that is correct. Cool. Save. Now, I know that I just added this, but I'm going to change it immediately. Because this also changes depending on whether or not you're an admin. Admins don't have the ability to change someone's user, but they do have the ability to just delete it. Is that stupid? So I'm trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist yet, which is probably going to get me in trouble. We have... So there's always an issue, because this is a social game, D&D, and in social games, sometimes the people in charge are not well-behaved folks. And when you're on a service like D&D Beyond, the one point I'm going to completely give to them, because it's so central, if you're a GM, you can't take your character away from a player, right? You can tear down the campaign, you can throw a fit or whatever, but you can't just take away their characters. But if you're the admin of the server, you can take away the characters, which is not my favorite. Because I think it's going to be... There's going to be at least one table where it's an issue. And I don't want that on my shoulders. So... I'm thinking of a situation where someone who means well but maybe is not quite as cognizant of social norms goes into the admin panel, right, which they've supposedly set up in this imaginary scenario, and they modify someone else's character, like, without them knowing. I'm not a big fan of that. Although in D&D Beyond, you can modify people's character in your party, right? If you're a GM, I think so, because I do that for my players, because they don't want to manage their characters so much, or they just I guess they just forget to add their equipment to their inventory. So maybe it's not as big of an issue as I thought. I'm going to let them do delete and modify. And then we'll see if that causes any issues, right? So we need function. Instead of modal submit function, it'll be delete character. Wait. What is the... Yeah, just delete and delete.hover. That's fine. Okay. This definitely does need to be in a different spot, though. This needs to be a ref. Because the create user modal does not need it. So we're going to go up here, we're going to do the same thing we did before with this business. Const modal submit functions. And this is going to be a computed ref again. Computed basically just means do this function a whole bunch. It's more complicated than that, but essentially what's happening is it's a ref where the function that's inside of it gets updated. Okay, so if modify character, delete character, and then style, wait, what is it complaining about? Oh, because this doesn't have its own unique style. I guess we just set style to style is null. Right, what is, why are you being a baby? Do I need to define this type? How do I, what? That's fine, because that's still falsy. And then we need down here in the submit functions. Yes. Mortal submit functions, there we go. And now we need in here delete character. Right? Yeah, let's just throw it down here. Const delete character. Oh wait, no, this will be character store dot delete character, which I need to add with this ID that is correct. Error any. Sure. We actually need to check, right? Because this needs a... No, this is fine. Yeah, that's fine. And then delete character, we also need to... I guess it gets run when close modal gets run, doesn't it? Oh, that's already done. Oh, look at me. Or look at look at Copilot, I guess. Cool, that's all making sense to me. Now, we need to go to character. We need function, mod character. Okay, and now we need characters, should be API post, API.delete, API characters, there we go. And then error, deleting, right. There's the character of assets included in the delete. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. If you mean does it have like associated relations, then yes, it's got a foreign key to the user. But it's not going to propagate the delete, so it should be fine. With the character, a bunch of stuff gets stapled onto it, but it never really controls anything. So the vessel is just like a character, or the character is like a vessel for other data. Now, if you, well, I don't know, if you deleted a user, you'd take their characters with them, right? I guess, or maybe you just orphan the characters. I'm not sure. We'll have to figure that one out. There we go. Delete character. Now, let's go to our routes. That is all stuff that I will figure out later, is how I'm going to propagate all of the backend database stuff. Routes, okay. So create character, you give it a bunch of information when you create a character, so I'm just going to leave it. Modify is get its own can of worms. Let's just copy over modify, I suppose. And I also need to add a delete user. I just completely missed that when I wrote up my, like, to-do list. It's not, they're not even requirements. Is user changed? No. Now this doesn't even need a request body. Or we don't even need to check this. Because we're pulling from here. So we don't really care about the body, right? We just care about deleting this resource. Rec.params const id params, and then we need delete character, delete character id. There we go. Oh yeah, I still need to go through and do all of these errors. So I wrote that down somewhere. I'm sure I'll remember. I'm sure that won't be a bug later on. Okay. Internal server, that's fine. Now our character.ts. Export delete character, promise void. Await Prisma delete. We're, yep, that ID. Cool. Done. Delete. Route. Can't find. Oh, because I need to import it. That's right. Delete character. Good. Now, are you given to type string or string array? Why would that be of type string array? How do I... Okay, I guess I do need a type assertion then. Let me do that. Interface ID. And ID is a number. And then we need a new function for this because for some reason we do need that. It's going to be isID. Data object. No. I'm just going to give it an ID. I guess I give it like rec.params, right? Type of data is an object, and okay, and then ID is number. Cool. All right, now I jump back to our routes. We do a check here. Is it a wait? No. Do this. keep it consistently formatted. Rec.params is ID. Yep. And now this should not throw me any errors because we know it's a number now. Cool. Yippee! Type checking. That should hopefully cut down the risk, or should hopefully cut down any attack surface with, like, if you just spam random data, you'll hit some bug, because you should only be able to give it numbers at this point. Okay, now I need to check if there's a Prisma code for this. Okay, cool. There is one, and there's not like 30 of them, which should be better. 404 character not found. Yippee. Now, I can restart node, and we can double check that really quick, make sure that's actually functioning. If I bop back to here, we've got our character, we select the character. We need a style change here for these to display one on top of the other. But character name should have been inserted. Why is this broken? So is this not updating? Type create should not update it. Type modify should set ID value to ID, character name that value, row dot name. Right, which is row dot name. It's not row dot character name anymore. And then name does not exist on. Okay, so this is incorrect. You're wrong. Oh wait, maybe I'm wrong. But name should be fine. Modal input start value, that's all good. So I got character name. Probably also want user for this, right? This is just gonna get way more complicated. Name, user. There we go. Cool. Right, that's good. Oh, I need to change this like yesterday. This is this is upsetting. This is upsetting. Of all the things I've done on this channel, the most upsetting has been this function. We're setting character name value to row dot name. And then user. Damn it. But do we? No, that's fine. Okay. Now back to. No, not row dot user. User. What the fuck? Why did that change? Stop. Stop it. Stop doing weird bullshit. No, it should just be user. Yes. There we go. Okay, what's up down here? Why is it red? Row. Argument type. Oh. Name, username. Okay. And now this is what the row should look like. I'm not mistaken. That is what we pass in, right? Character store characters. If I look at our get, ID, name, username. Right? ID, name, username. Cool. Now, let's restart shit. And we'll jump back to this view. Now we click, we get Hank. That is correct. And I can delete the character Pisser. 404, not found. Okay, that's cool. That's not what I wanted. How is it not found? ID, number, ID. Do I need the number declaration? It can't be anything else. It has to be a number. Yeah, there we go. Maybe that was causing it? I'm on caps lock. Oh, I also need to check if the user name is correct. And the role. So, username's a string. Role is of type role. No, this is not correct. Close, very close. Except for the parts where it's wrong. So if your role is not admin, you can only... Why is it trying to find characters? Stop it. Fucking stop it. Oh my gosh. The Copilot suggesting stuff when it's not at all useful is so annoying. Okay. Admins are allowed to delete anyone. Users are only allowed to delete characters where ID equals ID and where username is your username. Cool. Otherwise, you can't delete it. Not allowed. That should be fine. That should be fine. Now if I pop back up to the UI, click this, we delete Hank, and no. Okay, let's look at our logs. So what's it crying about? Delete API characters 1. Is it not printing the error? Oh, of course it failed. Rec.username and rec.role.player. Cool. This should be verified as a string. Right, this is authenticated. Required role admin. No. Anyone can try to delete a character. You just have to be within the bounds. So this shouldn't rec.user.username. Possibly undefined? It really shouldn't be. I feel like I looked at this last time and it was fine. Whatever, we'll just leave it. Okay, now we'll jump back to here. What now? Why is this still broken? Failed with a 404. Why? Does this return the deleted item? No. Does not look like it. No, it says you can. Okay, let's see. Oh, this should be console, or this should just be logger.debug, right? Which was not imported for some reason. Should be fine. Oh, hang on. I need to reload this. Okay, characters found. Debug characters found. Get delete. Did not write anything. Which tells me that did it run here? One of these days it's gonna work. Okay, delete. And I see nothing printed. Maybe this code block isn't being run at all. Maybe. Maybe our route has an issue. Well, I'm seeing the delete in here, right? Oh, but I'm not seeing the params being written. right? So it's just trying to access API characters 1, which is not at all a route. Hang on. It was right in front of my face the whole time. Okay, let's try this now. Delete. Now we're getting an error, but maybe it's a good error. API characters, nope, still not correct. Oh, because I need to reload it if I change a store. The stores don't get automatically updated like the actual views do. Okay, now status failed with 400, which is a bad request. So now we're making actual progress, which is what I'm after always. 400 gets reported when I believe it's invalid request body. But I should be able to see the rec params, right? ID, and it's of type 1. Oh, but it's a string, it's not a number at all. Which is why in isID we checked no, not here. Do I still need to manually change that over? Because the type of ID is clearly a string. I guess if I could check if it's a string and then try to make it a number. How do I do this? Okay, so I can overwrite a parameter. So we're going to split this into 2, and then we're going to say if type of data is object, and IDs in data, and type of ID is string. Oh, but I can't modify it here. Then this will have to be okay. Then we'll just return this. So we want to make sure it's a string in this case. And then when we actually go to use it, we're going to modify it to be a, nope, string. String, and then I'm going to change this to string. But string appears to be unintentional because the string number big int have no overlap. Yeah, that's fine. Interface.id is a string. Oh, wait, there we go. Okay, and check if it's a number in string form. That's a thing. Well, shit, I didn't know that. Is Nan really? I had no clue. All right, that's new to me. Now, that we know this, we can transform it on the route side. So now on the route side, we say, is it just number ID? And then in character TS, this should be a number, right? Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Now, delete. Yes. Yes. That was a, well, like a half an hour tangent brought to you by So Upsetting. Now I can delete characters. You know what that means? I can fucking crush it off my list. Ooh. Format, text, strike throughs, Alt-Shift-5. I gotta remember that. Because you know what else? Alt-Shift-5, baby. Create and delete are both done. Well, hang on, actually. You can't really create full characters yet. Let's save that. Character routes are in progress, but the delete one's already finished because I'm a fucking genius today. Okay. Now that I've achieved even a modicum of success, I feel tired. I feel like I have motivational issues. Because I had all that motivation to finish that, and I was full of energy, and now I've got no motivation. I feel exhausted. What now? Oh, that's why I was doing the character delete. I need to set up a... hang on. I need to change some of the items in here. So... these just need to go under here. And then... there we go. This can be in progress. Admin. I guess this should be in these brackets. Right? Make a bit more sense. Then we don't need the admin tag in here. So, modify users. Delete user. I guess we don't even need the admin tag. That's stupid. I should be using an actual tracker for this. A piece of software designed to keep hold of all the features that I've added. But setting up like a Jira or something for this sounds like a pain in the ass. Okay. So, what I did is I needed to clear that one specific user out because I need to limit the page so that the admin cannot create users for people, or can't create characters for... The admin can't create users. It's not allowed. We're going to do that next. So if I go to our routes, and I go to create character, role require is going to be player or GM. Let's require role. Okay. Wait, what is it trying to do on line 64? No. The GM can, or the admin can delete stuff. I also want to check, make sure that require role doesn't just let admin through. Okay, that's fine. Now admins cannot create characters. That is the idea. The reason for that is that you don't want admins to go through and use the admin account like a player. So you don't want... You want to do everything in your power to disincentivize an admin account from using the site regularly, because every time the admin logs into their account, increases the chance of the site getting hacked and completely taken over. Just because when you use the site frequently, you become flippant with the way that you manage your credentials, and when you're flippant with your admin credentials, everything goes really bad. So in our case, this admin is truly an administrator and not a... It's not like a pseudo user in Linux where you have the power to do whatever you want. It's... You're limited to the rules of administration, and you do not get to play the game if you're on an admin account. If you want to have your admin account and then a personal account, that's what you should do. But, like most things, this even goes for the pseudo user on your Linux. You log in to that one time to set things up, and then you write the password on a sheet of paper and you stick it in the safe, and you never open the safe. That's just how you're supposed to be managing your credentials, and most people don't. So I'm going to take the time to enforce this. And I know I'm going to get 100 requests from people saying, I'm logged in as the admin and I can't create characters. Good. Fucking set up a GM account, please. Please. Okay. Rant over. Rant. I need a title screen for rant. How much work would it be to add that right now? Should we go on a tangent to do some video editing to make a new title for rants? That'd be funny. No, I should not do that. Okay, what's next on the docket? Oh, I actually need to test that change, don't I? Error creating character, yep, not allowed. Cool. And actually, the create character button should just not be here if you're an admin, so let's do that now, before I forget. So I go back to character, and I grab this button, and I say via user admin. No, if user does not equal admin. Nope. Should be just user.role, right? No, not user role. What the heck? It's just user store.role. If I'm not mistaken. Not just role.value. Okay. we're getting to the point where I probably need my own roles store to manage what role you are with functions that you can call. Role is possibly null. Did I mean value of? No. Oh, because this is in a, it's in the template, so you don't actually need the dot value. It already unpacks it. Yippee, thanks View for being strange in all the weirdest ways. Now, the create character button doesn't even come up with when you're an admin. Let's test this in reverse. Let me make sure I've got a user. Yeah, I've got a user soup. We will log out of our admin account, log into the soup account. I feel like it should not be suggesting your password in the password field. Maybe I messed something up, but that's not correct. And I see I don't have the users tab up here because that's admin only. You don't get to see just random other users when you're a player. But if we click into characters, we can see that there aren't any characters, and we can make one. So if we make a Hank character, Hank is one of my actual players in the game. We can see that Hank is a character that we own, but we don't have the user because we know it's ours. So when you're in characters as a GM or a player, all of your characters are your own and all that jazz. Let's make another one. Does he have another character? I guess I can just add one. Paul. There we go. Great character. And then I'm going to log out. And I'm going to log back in as the admin, whose username and password are very secure. Ignore that. That's not real. That's a government psyop. I'm going to make another user, because I want to test this as well. Their username is going to be Carrot. Or no, their username is going to be Beans. Beans. No, we'll give them an actual email. beans69@gmail.com. Perfect. And they're going to be a player. And then we are going to jump back out of here. And we're going to log into Beans. And now Beans can't see any of Soup's characters, right? But we can make a new character as Beans. And then we can log out of Beans, and we can log back in as admin. And now admin can see all three, and they can't see each other. Perfect. Put a warning so they're aware it's not a bug for not creating characters. I mean, realistically, you should not be able to create characters as... An admin's role is to administrate, not to be a user. So if you're trying to play a user, like a GM or a player, as an admin, that's not really my fault. I mean, I can add something if it becomes an issue, but for now it's not needed. Now, as a developer, if I see people making the same mistake over and over and over again, I'll do something to fix it, but it's not really a needed issue at the moment. Or it's not really an outstanding issue at the moment. Okay, and I can still delete characters, right? Yes, so I deleted that there. Now when I log out and I log in as Soup, they can't see that old character, right? Password. Cool. All right. I want to add a few more things to this. So I'm just thinking now that you probably don't want to just be able to one-off nuke a character, right? If you're the admin. And actually, there's a few things. Okay, let's run through our list of items here. So first things first, the buttons in the general form. These need to be arranged vertical wise. You know? So the dot button group display flex justify flex end no justify content center, right? And then this needs a width of 100 with 100 display flex justify content center, and then it's this no, not display, it's order. Is it order? It's fine. What is the... No, don't flex wrap it. What am I thinking of? I'm having real trouble now. Flex direction, that's it. Flex direction. Column, right? And then 10 pixels is not correct. We want like 0.5 rem. And now, when we open up this, we get these two buttons in order here. I'm not stoked about the way the buttons look. I feel like the buttons could be different. I feel like the button styling is just bad. So I don't really want them to have a border radius of more than like a pixel. Right, actually what is, oh, you can't see the code. That's not right. No, this is going to be in the general form. I need to change the button behavior. Button padding width 100%. Or let's go like width 75% or something. 75. Padding is okay. The background color is fine. Okay, we can play some Stardew Valley music. What does this give me? You know, now that I'm seeing it, I want to change this more. This should be like 90%. And the border radius should be smaller. Like I expected, I did not like it. That is much more my speed. Should we let users modify what character or what user their character is attached to? I think so. think so. I'm also... Okay, I like the button now that I changed the border radius on it. Okay. That is fine for now. Well, let me just make sure that I can actually modify users. So if someone puts in like a really heinous username or character name for their character, I should be able to change it to like Bob or something, right? Submit. No, did not work. Oh, because there's no modification route yet. Okay. Let's do that. What did I just add? Okay, limit GUI access for admin is in progress. That'll probably be in progress forever, for the rest of the lifetime of the app. Implement user type for user page. I'll go back to the user page later. Character page create is in progress. Modify, it's editing, and will always be in progress. Character routes modify, cool. And then we'll do some DB seeding as well. I'm not sure how much time I have today, because I do have to go pack and clean. Excuse me. But hopefully once I have my packing and cleaning done, I need to... adjust my schedule if I can. I don't know if I'll have time for that. Because I'm going overseas, and I don't want to be super jet-lagged, so... We're leaving at like 1 EST or something like that, and we're gonna get into town at like 6 a.m. What is it, UTC? So, or not UTC, GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. Oh, sorry, I'm not going to switch off the music and play the title. I need a version of all the titles that doesn't change the music, even though the music change is very funny. What do I want to do next? Probably modify. Let's do modify next. Okay. Oh, actually, let's do some Git stuff for a minute. So, what did I add? This is for the version number. Right? Oh, there's one more thing I need to do for the version number that I did not remember. That's currently a bug. No, I did it. 100% did it. I could do more though. So, in a router, index, we need a meta, no version, right? So the reason you do this is exposing version numbers to people who are not authenticated is a security risk. It is generally bad practice. What? Oh, that's fine. In the app view. Cool. Oh no, it's the footer component, which will eventually have more stuff in it, I bet. Version, and then this is v if equals route meta no version. Cool. There we go. Now, if I drop back to a log screen, there's no version number down here until I log in, and now we have it. Cool. Okay. What else? I still don't know what's going to be on the home page. Probably, maybe you'll see like a dashboard of your characters and your campaigns. And then for the admin, you can probably see like logins in the last certain time period or whatever. Just analytics stuff for the admin. I also need a proper logo. I'm not sure what that's going to be, but I probably need to implement one. Okay. Anyway, that's done. Let's jump back to get stuff. So get, I'm going to change the footer. I'm going to change to our router to use the versions. We have version types, version TS, right? This route is not for this. This version.ts, and that should be all of it. Feature adds version numbers for the client and server to the bottom of the screen. Command. And those version numbers are based off of the package JSON. I don't know if I mentioned that, but oh, you can't even see why that's working. Anyway, the version numbers that you see on the page are defined here with this version tag. There's another way to do it where you define it based on the get tag for your version, but I don't know. I'm not deploying this through Git right now, and I'd rather have, I guess you could have this be a fallback to the Git tag. If I feel like that's needed later, I can add it. Okay. Let me look back at my doc for inspiration on what to do next. Okay, let's do modify character. And let's start that up at the router. So we got our character route, we've got this. Modify character. Require role. No one. And then the modify character needs to return a is character. Oh, which already exists. Property ID does not exist on type character. I see. Why not? Oh my gosh, excuse me. We should also have like a user ID. or like a username, right? So you can edit who owns the character. If we go back to our let me just close out a bunch of this stuff that's no longer needed. Go back to this character type. We can see what character is. Character has an ID, which is a number, a character name, which is a string, and a username, which is a string. Cool. Function is character and username. Yeah, that's fine. Although, not organizing it like this is gonna give me an aneurysm. ID and data. There we go. Save. And now if we go to character.ts, I can modify character. Character name, username, no role. Not needed. Is needed? Role is needed. Okay. Now, if role... Well, it's basically just going to be the delete, but with modify instead. Also, I need to make a small change to the delete because I just realized I'm doing something inefficient. They can be very easily remedied if I just move this print to outside of this. Theoretically, the delete route should return the deleted item. But I'm not doing that. Const character equals await, and then this delete needs to return character, right? And now if I go up here, promise this should be of type character. Wait, why is this character name? You don't need a character name. You're fine. Oh, this is from mod. Oh. Shit. I guess the modify can return the character as well. That's okay. Yeah, do that. Return character. Modify character. This should be promise character. Cool. Save. And then this should be update. This should be update. Wait, why does it want this data? No, no, no. So we want to update the character. Oh, it does need data. That's right. So we update where ID is ID and our username is this username. So you can only update your own character. Unless you're an admin, then you can do whatever you want. And the data we want to update is the character name. The user connect to username. Okay, there should actually be new and old username. Okay, this is a little bit confusing, but I'm going to add another field. So username, B. String. This is definitely going to need some documentation to explain what that fucking means. Okay, so you give it two usernames. The first one is your actual username from rec.user. So let's make that change. So rec.username. It's actually user.username, right? User.username. No, not... What the fuck? Rec.user... Oh. Dumb. Me dumb. Username, and then rec.role. Cool. Save. Oh, this is upset because... Yeah, that's fine. And now... So this is your username that you authenticate with. This is the username that you're trying to change it to. And basically, if your username is not equal to this username, then it's going to throw a tantrum. Okay. So we update the character name, we update the username, and then that's the only two things you can really update for now. So what's this fucking crying about? I find modify character, you mean is character. No, I don't mean is character. Okay, let's try it. Damn, run dev. Go to here, characters. So I'm going to modify Owen from beans to Owen. No, I'm going to add his last name. Submit. And that did not work. Request failed with 400. Which means the rec body is not a character. Oh, of course it's not. I didn't update the store. Mod character ID, name. Okay. ID character name. And we need the username. Save. And then if I jump back to our characters view, I need to add that to here. Oh no, it's already added to here. I need to add it to the modal for the edit. Excuse me, but not the create. I hear a lot of birds. There's birds. Is that in the music or are there birds outside? I guess they're coming back. Birds are making a comeback. Okay, character name. Oh, we just need to add a new one of these, right? Label user. Wait, where is this at? Line 94? Here we go. But is it user.value? Is that correct? I guess it is. Okay, cool. Now that should work. We jump back to our page, and I want to edit this guy to have his full name. Submit. Shit. Okay, let's look at what we got. Characters found, not really what I want. So we posted character name Owen null, but we're missing the username because I edited the store. Wait, what the fuck? Why didn't I thought this updated? And 115. Okay, that's fine. The stores, when they update, they need to have the code reset. For whatever reason, Vite does not catch the store updates. Now, there we go. So now we can update character names here. And if we drop back to the logout, we're going to log in as soup. We're going to go to his characters. Now we can edit what user they appear under. This is not correct. Okay, there's an error. Let's correct that really quick. The value is row.username. Should be correct, right? It just means we aren't getting username over this. Oh, wait. No, wait. Maybe. No, we should be getting it. Characters found, user ID, name Hank. That doesn't seem right. Something about it does not seem right at all. If I go back to the routes, I see when we get characters found, these characters. We definitely do get the username, right? Oh, we never flattened the character for down here. That's right. You know what I need to do? I just need to be better. We're in a spot where an else is actually a good idea, which is not, in my experience, very common. Else. Characters, character array, and then we set this in here. Characters is declared, but its value is never read. Are we not? What? Oh, because it's a constant. It's not a let. No. Just make this an array. Or let's define a custom type really quick. Oh, I clicked F11. So its ID is a... There we go. Okay, yeah, you're right. The type is wrong. And then this needs the proper select. Where select, save. And then we need to return flat characters, that's fine. Save. And now, if I jump back to our sheet, I can see Hank. When I click on it, it tells me that my user is now Soup. That's correct. And I should be able to change this user to any other user. So Paul. No. Beans is the other user. That's right. Submit. Now character is gone. No error. If I log out, or log into admin. Now Beans owns both. Okay. There's gotta be more to it, but I think for now that's a good stopping point on characters until I go through and implement a full character sheet. Which actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, obviously this is a super, super rough draft of most of the features here. But really the character should have two buttons. There should be another button that lets you access their character sheet instead of modifying them. So like modifying should be right click, and then regular click should be... Right click should just open a menu. Okay, hang on. Let me update this. Modalities, there we go. Okay. That only needs to get worked on. Because realistically, when you left click your character, it should open the character sheet. And when you right click it, you should get the option to delete or whatever, right? Right. Okay. Is there anything else really simple that I can add? I'm probably going to call it a night for streaming. So that I can go work on stuff I need for this trip. Because believe it or not, despite how much I am streaming, OpenSheet is kind of low on my priorities. I'm leaving the country for 2 weeks, so I need to be prepared for that. Which it turns out isn't very simple. It's very difficult to go other places. Okay. Yeah, I think let's just call it there. I didn't make as much progress as I'd like, but I did make some. We did some cool stuff. If you're wondering why DnD Beyond charges for their services, and you're like, why couldn't this just be free? Well, it's because this takes so much work. This takes a ridiculous amount of work to actually get done. To build out a fully featured software like this. And this isn't even talking about, hang on, we're gonna go on a tangent before I leave. This isn't even to talk about the fact that once I'm done with the D&D side of this, I kind of want to do other games. Like, I'd love to put Daggerheart in here. I'd love to put Forbidden Lands and the Star Wars TT RPG and Borg. All the Borg hacks would be cool. But well, thank you, Drek. If I can share, this is gonna be a tangent. That is the first ever donation I've gotten on Twitch. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Amazing. And thank you for telling me good work. I need to hear that from someone. It's been when you live and you work alone for the most part, because I can't share too much about my work, but I work on a sparse team. I kind of work by myself for a lot of the thing, and I have a coworker now who works on my software, but for like 2.5 years I was completely alone at work, and so the only one to affirm my work was users and stuff. But I really appreciate it, Jack. Thank you so much. I'm gonna call it here for the night, and I am going to head to my room to go fold laundry. All right.